Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Pottscast. It is the MMA edition here of the Pottscast. I'm Darren Potts, your host, as always, here on the show. Remember to check out at Potts Pods on Twitter, Instagram to see what's going on. The Pottscast is on YouTube at the Pottscast. But today's guest, he is a title contender, title challenger. We're going into Friday night. We're going to do a title fight. It is the big one. It is Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, brother. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited as a fan to chat to you. I'm excited as a fan to watch you this Friday. We're going for it. It is the title fight. What's going on? Tell me about how excited you are for this upcoming LFA title fight on Friday. How's your preparation been?
Everything's good, man. Preparation's been obviously tough, but it's really good, man. Harder rounds. Nothing really has changed. I stay in the gym. I train hard all the time. The only really difference is we get to do more rounds and a lot of guys switching it up on me. But yeah, man, I'm always in the gym and nothing changes, bro. It's just another fight.
Just another fight, right? But you're in a four-fight win streak. You had a KO knockout win on your LFA debut. It put you in the big picture. A lot of the guys who have won this title has been on and signed contracts with the UFC. Obviously, this is a
Right.
major fight for you. Do you feel any extra nerves in this one being for the title, or is it business as usual?
No, it's business as usual. Yeah, like I really try not to pay too much attention to the nerves. I mean, obviously we do feel something, but I try not to pay too much attention to nerves up until the day of the fight because I can't do nothing about it now. The only thing I can do is how I prepare, how I cut my weight. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can control, and we'll worry about the fight when the fight is happening.
Absolutely. And I mean, you mentioned that you've been training and then you've went into camp and you've been doing longer rounds, harder rounds, getting ready for this fight. You feel good, you feel fresh, you feel ready to go?
I feel ready to go, man. I feel I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm actually my weight is ahead of schedule, so I'm able to enjoy a little bit more food, which is always great. You know what I mean? But it's still not easy, but I get to enjoy a little more food.
Still not easy, but like you said, you get to enjoy a little bit more food. You'll probably be a little bit more relaxed this week now that your weight's ahead of schedule. Is that the hardest bit for a fighter, the weight cut?
Yes, yeah, it's probably the hardest thing. I'm getting to a comfortable weight where you can just cut weight. You know what I mean? But yeah, luckily I have a great strength and conditioning coach that sets all that up for me, and he's always like telling me what to eat. I'm eating this at this time, this amount, you know what I mean? By this date, you should be this weight. And you know what I mean? And if we're not this weight, we'll adjust in our diet or adjust in our training. So it's always good to have like people that, you know what I mean, went to school for this and know the science behind it.
Absolutely, just those experts in that field take their advice, and that way you get to focus on whatever else it is that you want to do, those things in the gym, those extra rounds, whatever it else it may be. How excited are you to get in there and perform under the LFA lights again?
I'm very excited, man. LFA always puts on great shows and, the whole world is watching. It doesn't really get any bigger than this. You know what I mean? It's a great opportunity, and I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to showcase my talent. You know what I mean for LFA, and I'm just grateful that I have this opportunity.
Your opponent Friday, Bruno Assis, is on a good run as well, and he'll obviously be eyeing up that victory as well as you. Tell me about. Do you know much about him? Have you been studying him, or do you keep yourself to yourself?
I let my coaches do the studying. I have watched a few of his fights, but I try not to watch too much. I leave that to my coaches, and they're the ones adjusting my training. So like, yeah, man, I just put all my trust in my coaches, and like it's easier for me and it helps me just during training or in the fight, just listen to their instruction. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's like I let my coaches do the studying, and then they just provide the work for me, and I do it. You know.
Nice, nice. I'm excited to see Friday night. It's going to be an unbelievable fight. Can't wait for it. Moving away from Friday night, let's get in behind the scenes a little bit about you. So, Ozzy Diaz, you're an MMA fighter. You've been doing this stuff. You love this stuff. Tell us a bit about yourself. So, if someone is watching you for the first time, what do they get to see when they see an Ozzy Diaz fight?
Um, you know, I've I have 100% finish rate. It's gonna be exciting. All of my fights have been exciting. It sucks to say whether I win or lose, but it's always exciting. I've never seen the distance, so yeah, man, it's always fun. Just don't blink, because when I fight, you never know. You never know, brother. It could end any minute. It could last the whole 25 minutes. Who knows? But I guarantee you will be on the edge of your seat.
The key thing is that don't blink or you might miss it. Ozzy Diaz, don't blink or you might miss something crazy in his fights. That's an unbelievable tagline. Tell me, how did you discover MMA? When did you get into mixed martial arts? Tell us a bit about your background and your journey, how it all started for you.
Um, it it started off. My brother started training before I did, about 2 years before I ever did. And this is back like a decade ago. And I used to just watch, and then I was just not into it. And one day he just told me to come to the gym with me, and like I went, and I just like I fell in love with it, but more so because I couldn't understand how like a smaller person can kick my ass. And I'm like, at the time I was like probably 80, 90 pounds heavier than I am now. And I just couldn't understand why this little man is so much stronger, so much better than me. And I had to learn a lot, you know what I mean? So I got humbled from the beginning.
It's always the way at the start is that you go in there and you get humbled and you learn to lose really at the start, but then that obviously helps you build that foundation for the rest, of your professional career. Was there a particular form of
Right.
martial art that you started out doing before moving into mixed martial arts as such?
No, I just started doing jujitsu with
Mhm.
my brother, started taking classes, and yeah, man, I just started competing in tournaments, and then before I knew it, I was fighting, man. And then yeah, I just fell in love with it, and I don't see myself doing anything else. I can't do anything else. This is it.
What was that? Was that a conscious decision that you made, or was that something that you kind of realized over a period of time that I can do this for a living?
Yeah, it took me a while to like really truly believe that I can do this. I always felt like I could. I just was always, in working, and like, life always gets involved. But then I just seen a bunch of these guys that like I know are not better than me, and I was just like, man, like screw this. I'm gonna quit my job, and I'm just gonna. This is what I love. I love training. I'm happy when I fight, when I prepare for a fight. You know what I mean? And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go all in. You know what I mean? And yeah, brother, that's just it. I just know this is what I'm destined to be.
Is that part of your motivation as well? If I ask what motivates you to succeed, does that all kind of blend into your motivating factors for you?
No, of course, yeah, man. I mean, all of that blends in perfectly, brother. Like, I just know I'm a lot better than a lot of these guys, and I, if they think or if they believe they're better than me, I need to find out. You need to prove to me, you know what I mean, in the cage that you're better than me. And like, you be me, then hats off to you. But it's a hard task.
It is indeed an absolutely hard task. I need to ask as well about inspirations. Was there anyone in your life that inspired you to go down this path that to this day still inspires you that you look up to?
I my parents always inspire me, like their hard work, and they came to the States, you know what I mean? Way back then, and like what they've done for us, like it's incredible. I haven't had a hard life, but I would like to, go further in the sport to help them as well. So they're a big inspiration to me.
Phenomenal, phenomenal to hear that hard work, that work ethic from your parents is obviously translated into your own life, into your own, professional career. What do you do away from training and away from the sport to switch off, to mentally give yourself a break? Because it can be tough being a fighter.
You know what? I my days off, I like to just chill, relax, watch movies. I go to church. You know what I mean? Some days I go to church for it's a day for God, and it just helps me spiritually, mentally, and yeah, man. When it comes to my rest days, I chill. I love documentaries, so I watch documentaries and stuff like that. But besides that, I'm just chilling. I don't really go out. This is it for me.
Phenomenal to hear that, your goal, your target is to be the best that you can be in this world. In terms of short-term goals, long-term goals, do you set short-term goals?
I take it day by day. Like, I obviously I would love to make a living off of this where I don't have to like teach classes or have clients and just train all day. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man, right now I'm just focused on this next fight. So I guess you could say that's the short term goal, but like it's also I don't really look past my opponents. I don't look past the dates that I fight. And that's it. To me, March 25th, that's it. You know what I mean? There's nothing beyond March 25th in my agenda as of right now.
Every day as it comes, fight as it comes, and then see what happens next. Um, I'm going to fire you a couple of quick fire questions at you just to get some quick fire responses as well and have a bit of fun with you.
Go for it.
So, favorite cheat meal?
Pizza, 100%.
What are you getting on this pizza?
100% pizza.
What toppings? And is pineapple allowed to be a topping on your pizza?
Nah, man, basic cheese, lots of cheese. Like, there's not enough cheese in the pizza.
This big basic cheese pizza is your cheat meal. What
Yep,
about
that's it.
what
Yeah.
about guilt? What about guilty pleasure?
Probably McDonald's, man. And I don't really do it. You know what I mean? But guilty pleasure, probably McDonald's.
What about favorite sport outside of martial arts?
Oh man, NFL football. You know, I used to play football myself, so I love football. I still to this day love football.
And who's your team? I know you're based down there in Cali, so who do you follow?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. Believe it or not, since 2002.
What about the coming out of retirement? Names went in my head. I can't believe I just forgot this guy's name. He's came right out of retirement. He went over. He's seen Cristiano Ronaldo play, scored
Tom
goals in
Brady.
football. Tom Brady is out of retirement. Can't believe I forgot that. That's embarrassing. He's coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
What is up with
It's okay.
that?
That's amazing for me as a fan, as a Buccaneer fan. That makes me very happy, brother. Hell yeah. He can stay another 5 years if he wants.
Absolutely. Have you ever been down to Raymond James Stadium?
Never, never. That's a goal of mine. That's a dream of mine to go down there and, watch the team play on the ship and everything.
What about favorite movie?
That's a hard one, man. Too many. I'm a Marvel fan, so I would say all of the Marvel movies, but yeah, man, there's too many to really tell you I like one movie, you know what I mean? But put it all together, Marvel.
Marvel.
All the
Well,
Marvel movies.
we'll go with the
Yeah,
Marvel movies. We'll go with the Marvel movies.
yeah,
What
yeah.
about if you could have a dream opponent? If you could pick any opponent from any period of time at any weight class, who would you love to have a fight with in the octagon?
I will have to go with Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya. Yeah, dream fight
Phenomenal.
for sure.
Absolutely phenomenal fighter.
Yeah, amazing fighter, and like just out of respect, you know what I mean, and what he's done in such a short period of time, and it's just like wow, like to test yourself against that type of opponent, it will be an amazing experience.
Well, obviously, the big fight's coming up Friday. Potential to get into the UFC as well coming out of Friday. Let's see what happens. I wish you the best of luck, and maybe that Adesanya dream match could be a reality in the future. I know you're driven enough, you work hard enough, and you have the skills, you have everything at your disposal, and it's all about the case of
Yes, sir.
opportunity. That opportunity that is Friday night. I wish you all the best. And this was a very quick
Yes, sir.
conversation, but I want to thank you for your time, Ozzy Diaz. Good luck Friday. Can't wait to watch it. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, brother. Peace, brother.